So a parent would wonder what are the signs that the child has a difficulty in either speech or communication. The general complaints of parents are that the child doesn't speak yet, the child doesn't seem to understand what is being said to him or her, the child doesn't speak as much as other children his age, or even that the child doesn't respond when he is spoken to and he doesn't understand anything that's being said to him. Some parents complain that children just point and vocalize, example, to get something that they want. Some parents say that the child just says some sounds to try to get what the child wants or say what the child wants to say. Others just complain that the child speaks but nobody can understand what he says, though he's using real words. These are indicators that the child's speech and language skills may not be age appropriate. Then you would wonder, what is age appropriate speech and language skills? Speech milestones are good indicators that we can rely on. By 1 year, the child should generally be saying at least one meaningful word and should be able to respond to your requests. By 2 years, the child would be able to point to pictures in a storybook, etc., and also use 2-word phrases, example, "Mummy, come." By 3 years, the child should be able to respond to 2 related commands, such as "bring your shoes and put them on." And he should also be able to use 2 or 3 words together in a sentence to communicate his needs. By 4 years, a child is able to recognize colors, shapes, and also name family members. By now, the child is able to put at least 4 or more words together to make a meaningful sentence. By 5 years, the child is able to narrate a short story, keep a conversation going, and also use words like yesterday, today, tomorrow, first, last, next. These are some good indicators in early childhood. It is quite often that young children say particular sounds to try to get what they want. And all parents would understand what their child is trying to say. Quite often, a young child tries to communicate his thoughts and feelings in some way or another. Quite often it is crying, and parents respond to their needs, thus encouraging this behavior of crying. As years go by, they realize most of the child's communication is by crying, to request for things, to say how he feels, to say what he wants, etc. It is most advisable to try and ask the child to say something or say what he wants, to choose what he wants, instead of just crying to get what he wants. Because as the child grows older, it will be more difficult to ask the child to communicate instead of crying, as the child would be very used to accomplishing his communicative needs by crying.